Thanks for tuning in to the 4th episode of Pin Drop Perspectives. This week, our hosts are diving into an intriguing mystery novel full of twists, turns, and complex characters full of depth. Without further ado, I'll turn it over to Mark and Jen.
All right, so get ready because today we're taking a deep dive into Catherine.
Oh, yeah.
This mystery novel is set in a small town.
Oh.
But let me tell you, it's got more twists and turns than a backwoods dirt road.
I love a good mystery.
Me too. And this one really had me hooked from the first page.
Wow. So what is it about Catherine that makes it so captivating?
Well, for me, it's how the author really uses the setting to build suspense.
Yeah, the setting is so important in a good mystery, right? Like,
Well,
it can almost be a character in itself.
Exactly.
And, thinking about Catherine, the town itself is like this picture of small-town America.
Yeah, it's like one of those towns that's seen better days.
Right.
They describe these places like Al's Hardware.
Okay.
And the Daisy Mini Mart.
Mm-hmm.
You can just picture them,
I totally see it.
Even County Road 7 plays a big part.
That's interesting.
And there's this feeling of desperation under the surface.
Oh, I see it.
Like something's got to break the monotony.
It's right for something to happen.
Yeah. And on top of that, Catherine is really isolated.
Oh, really?
Like it's close to state borders.
Uh-huh.
And I think the author uses that to make things even tenser.
Oh, that's smart.
Yeah, like even the Sheriff Will Putner, he mentions how that makes it a good spot for criminal activity.
Oh, wow. So we've got small town vibes, isolation, and now a sheriff who seems to be hinting at some dark secrets.
Exactly. And Will is a really interesting character.
Okay, tell me about him.
He's like your classic small town lawman. He's got his routine diner breakfast work at the station. But there's this tragic past that hangs over him.
What happened?
Years ago, a young boy died in an accident, and Will was involved.
Oh, wow. So he's carrying a lot of guilt.
Yeah, it seems like it.
That must weigh on him in a small town where everyone knows everyone's business.
Absolutely. And it affects his relationships, too.
In what way?
Well, his relationship with his wife, Therese, is strained.
Okay.
And he's really overprotective of his stepdaughter, Amy.
And despite all this, he's still dedicated to his job.
He is. It's strange because Catherine is pretty quiet most of the time.
Right, like not much happens.
But you can sense this underlying tension in Will.
Like he needs to prove something.
Maybe to atone for that accident.
Possibly. And the author does a great job of giving Will these little contradictions.
Oh, yeah.
He wants to protect people, but he's got his own demons.
It's like he's battling himself internally.
Exactly. And there's this one scene that really shows that.
Which one?
It's when Amy gets into a fight at school with this girl, Becky Culver.
Oh, yeah, I remember that.
It seems like a small thing, but it triggers this deep anxiety in Will.
You can tell he's flashing back to that accident.
And he's afraid of making the same mistakes.
Right.
And then later he leaves those notes for Terry and Amy.
Oh, man, those were heartbreaking.
I know, right? He pours his heart out, confesses his love, and wants to fix their family.
It shows how much he cares despite everything that's going on.
He's definitely a complex character.
And then the story takes a turn with this car accident.
A car accident?
Yeah, seems pretty straightforward at first.
What?
They find David Allen Wallace's car wrecked on County Road 7. Everyone just assumes it was an accident.
Okay.
But then the author starts dropping these little clues.
Like what?
The car is way too far from the road for a normal crash. They only find one sock at the scene.
One sock? That's weird.
Right. And there's a knife and a gun inside the car.
Oh, wow. Now it sounds like there's more to this than meets the eye.
Exactly. It's like the author is setting up a puzzle for the reader.
I like that.
Yeah, making you question if this was really just an accident.
And then?
Detective Stone shows up for the state police.
Ooh, a big city detective in a small town.
Yeah, and he immediately starts doubting Will's handling of the case.
That's got to create some tension.
Oh, it totally does. Stone has this condescending attitude.
Like he thinks he knows better.
Exactly. And it clashes with the whole small-town way of life.
It's the classic outsider coming in and shaking things up.
Right. And as a reader, you're caught in the middle.
Trying to decide who to trust.
Exactly. Is Stone just being thorough?
Or is he trying to pin this on Will?
And then to make things even more suspicious,
Yeah.
Stone finds some weird damage on the car.
What do you mean?
Like it doesn't match up with a normal accident.
Oh, really?
Yeah. and he insists on seeing the crash site himself.
It's like he's trying to find holes in Will's story.
Right, and it makes you wonder if Will is really missing something.
Or if Stone is just trying to make him look bad.
And this is where things start to get really interesting, because
Okay.
the author makes you question if Will, the town's sheriff, might actually be involved in something much darker than anyone suspects.
That's a great twist. I love when a story makes you question everything you thought you knew.
Me too, and that's just the beginning.
I can't wait to see where this goes.
It gets even crazier, trust me.
I'm hooked already.
So Will's behavior starts getting erratic.
Oh no, what does he do?
Well, he gets really secretive and withdrawn, and he starts doing things on his own, like he's got his own agenda.
Like he's hiding something.
Exactly. And you can't help but wonder what he's trying to protect.
I'm on the edge of my seat.
And then, boom, he disappears.
Wait, what?
I know, right? It's a total shocker.
So tell me about this disappearance.
Well, it all starts with a late-night stakeout.
A stakeout.
Yeah, he's watching this shady trailer on Fuller Road,
Okay.
and then he confronts the criminals inside.
Wow, things are escalating quickly.
Yeah, there's a chase, and Will's car ends up plunging into Ketchler Lake.
Ketchler Lake, wasn't that mentioned earlier?
Yeah, it's like the author was foreshadowing this whole time.
That's clever.
And then to make matters worse,
what?
they find multiple bodies at the trailer.
Multiple bodies.
Yeah, and a ton of cash.
Oh my gosh, so this wasn't just a simple car accident.
Nope, it's connected to something much bigger.
Like a whole criminal underworld.
Exactly. And it turns out Will stumbled right into the middle of it.
And he's gone.
Well, they pull his car out of the lake,
Okay.
but it's empty.
Empty. So is he dead or alive?
That's the big question the author leaves us hanging,
What a cliffhanger.
right? We're left with so many questions.
And who is Will chasing?
What did he know about this criminal operation?
And most importantly, is he a victim, a hero, or something in between?
The author really knows how to keep you guessing.
It sounds like it.
They're constantly reevaluating everything you thought you knew about Will.
And this is just part one.
I know, right?
Yeah.
There's so much more to come.
I can't wait to hear about it.
Oh, it gets even better, but we'll have to save that for next time.
Okay, fine. But you better tell me everything in part two.
I promise I will.
Good. Because I need to know what happens to Will.
You and me both.
As we take a quick break from the episode on Catherine, consider following Pin Drop Entertainment on X and subscribe to their YouTube channel, where you can check out various visual content they've produced, including AI-generated media, fan films, and much more. All right, strap back in as we dive into part two of the breakdown for Catherine.
It's like the author just keeps layering the mystery on top of the mystery, you know?
It's so good.
Even with Will gone,
Right.
the clues don't stop.
If anything, it makes it more confusing.
Exactly. It's like each clue just deepens the whole puzzle.
That scene where Terry finds the note in Will's office,
Oh, yeah.
I was like, this is it.
Yeah.
This is the big reveal.
You think she's about to uncover something huge, right?
Exactly. I was on the edge of my seat.
And the notes got details about the trailer and the money. It totally suggests that Will was onto something big.
Like maybe he was trying to take down those criminals himself.
Right. But then,
Don't remind.
so she drops the note.
And picks up a receipt instead.
Talk about bad timing.
I know, it was heartbreaking.
It's like the truth was right there,
literally in her hands.
but it slipped away.
It's such a tragic moment.
It really is.
And then there's that scene at the memorial service.
with Sheriff Havens and Detective Stone.
Yeah, that one was intense.
Havens really lays into Stone,
Accusing him of hounding Will.
making him a shell of his former self.
It really shows how much they all cared about Will.
And it brings up that guilt he carried from the accident all those years ago.
You can't help but wonder if Will just wanted to escape from all that.
To get a fresh start, you mean?
Yeah, like maybe disappearing was his way of finally breaking free.
It's possible. I guess we'll never know for sure.
Maybe not. But then the story shifts.
How so?
You suddenly get Will's perspective.
What?
In the final excerpts, we're inside his head.
Wow. That's a bold move by the author.
It is. We finally get to hear his side of the story.
Unfiltered and raw.
Exactly. You know what he says?
What?
He admits to taking the money from Wallace's car.
No way.
Yeah. And he says he staged his own death.
And he ran off to Mexico.
The whole thing was a setup.
I can't believe it. He orchestrated this whole elaborate scheme.
I know. It's mind-blowing.
So everything we thought we knew was wrong?
Pretty much the author completely flips the script.
But why go through all that trouble?
Well, he talks about protecting his family,
Oh,
making sure they get the insurance money.
so it was all for them.
It seems like it.
But still, his actions were criminal.
Oh, absolutely.
It's hard to reconcile those two sides, you know?
It is. There's this weird sense of logic to it.
Like he's desperate, but he also wants to provide for his loved ones.
You almost feel sorry for him.
I get that.
But then you have to remember what he did.
It's a moral dilemma for sure.
It is, and it's what makes this book so good.
It makes you think about good and evil and all the gray areas in between.
Exactly. It's not just a simple mystery,
It's more like a psychological thriller.
delving into the darkest parts of human nature.
I love that, and that ending driving off into the sunset with a new identity.
It's both freeing and haunting at the same time.
It is, you know,
It makes you wonder if he'll ever truly escape his past.
even in Mexico.
Right? Will he ever find peace?
Or will the guilt always follow him?
The author leaves us with that lingering question.
And that's what makes this book so captivating.
It's not about getting easy answers.
It's about exploring the complexities of being human.
And the choices we make when we're pushed to our limits.
It really makes you think.
You know what's interesting to me?
What's that?
How the author uses specific places in the story.
Oh,
Like County Road 7, that desolate stretch of road.
yeah.
It's like a symbol of Will's isolation.
And the path that leads him to darkness,
Exactly. And then there's Ketchler Lake.
where he supposedly dies.
Right. It's like he's submerged in this criminal world.
But it's also his escape route.
Through the stage death.
That's a really cool observation.
Thanks. I think the author uses those places to create this sense of foreboding.
Like foreshadowing.
Yeah, like the town itself is watching. Will make these choices.
Almost like it's a character, too.
I never thought about it like that.
That's the beauty of good writing, you know?
It's all about the symbolism.
And the subtext.
Every detail matters.
Exactly.
And speaking of details, we can't forget about the other characters.
Oh, yeah, like Terry and Amy.
They play a huge role in Will's story.
Terry's love for him is so clear.
But she's also so frustrated.
And then there's Amy with her rebellious streak.
And even Detective Stone with his skepticism.
They all add to the complexity.
It's like they each represent a different side of Will.
And the pressures he faces.
Terry is his longing for a normal family life.
Amy is his need to protect innocence.
And Stone is the judgment from the outside world.
Wow, I never thought about it that way.
It's like they each hold a piece of the puzzle.
And as the story unfolds,
We see how they all influence Will.
leading him to that shocking confession.
It's all connected.
And while we won't spoil the actual ending,
Right.
I have to say it's one of the most thought-provoking conclusions I've read in a while.
It really sticks with you.
It makes you think about what you would do in that situation.
Would you make the same choices as Will?
That's a tough question.
It is. Yeah, it really makes you think, like, could you ever truly escape from something like that?
Right, even if you run away.
It's like the town becomes a part of you.
Especially a small town like Catherine.
With all its secrets and history.
Will might be in Mexico.
But Catherine will always be with him in a way.
It's like his past is inescapable.
And what I find really interesting is how the author doesn't give us easy answers.
You mean like who's good and who's bad?
Yeah, there are no clear-cut heroes or villains.
Will is a criminal.
But he's also sympathetic.
Stone is thorough, but also kind of a jerk.
It makes you question your own judgments.
Like, are we too quick to label people?
Exactly.
It reminds me that life is rarely black and white.
There's so much gray area.
We're all capable of good and bad.
And our choices, even the ones we think are right, can have unintended consequences.
Catherine really explores that complexity.
It doesn't tell you what to think.
It makes you confront those tough questions.
It's one of the things I love most about this book.
It's definitely a story that stays with you.
Long after you finish reading.
It makes you think about your own life and the choices you make.
For anyone who hasn't read Catherine yet,
You're missing out.
it's a must-read for mystery lovers.
But it's more than just a whodunit.
It's a deep dive into human nature.
Guilt and the power of the past.
If you're looking for a book that will keep you guessing until the very end,
And leave you thinking about it long after you close the book.
Catherine.
Is it? So that was our deep dive into Catherine.
What a journey.
It's been a pleasure discussing this book with you.
Likewise, I always enjoy hearing your insights.
And for our listeners.
If you've read Catherine, let us know what you thought.
Did you sympathize with Will?
Did you see the ending coming?
We'd love to hear your thoughts.
Until next time, happy reading, everyone.
If you want to read the book Catherine by author Thomas Mueller, it's available today on Amazon or Thrift Books. Next week, Mark and Jen take a deep dive into a brand new release from Mueller about a car that's virtually indestructible. As always, remember, keep your perspectives open. Artificial intelligence was used to assist in generating audio content for this episode.